Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from tinaheals.com, and this video is about what to do in the bedroom when Venus moves through Aquarius. So we just had the Venus in Aquarius transit and I missed it. So I'm going to do Venus and Pisces after this. Check it out. But let us understand Venus, okay? Venus is the planet of relating. The way we relate to ourselves and the way we relate to the external world around us. Our sensibilities, what we like, what we adore, the kind of music we listen to, and all that, okay? It's also how we attract people. So the placement of Venus in your natal chart tells you how you attract people, okay? And what you do to be attractive to them. Okay, so someone may strip, or someone may dress in a vintage gown. Why do different people express themselves differently in love, and the way they dress and the way they seduce? The art of seduction is played differently by every single individual, if you ask me. Okay, and some say that, oh, we are not great with the art of seduction, but we are. It's inherent within us. Okay, now how we dress, how we act, how we speak, that's all that is Venus, okay? Not only that, Venus, this is the card of Venus, by the way, Empress in the Tarot. Venus speaks about our attitude towards love, how we perceive the concept of love, how we interact within that framework, okay? Now, Venus moves into Aquarius. Think about Aquarius, the last of their signs, ruled by Saturn in traditional astrology and by Uranus in modern astrology. So, could not be two more diverse energies, okay? So, now when you think of the myth of Uranus and Saturn and Venus, let me tell you a bit about it. So the myth goes like this, that Saturn castrates his father, that is Uranus, okay? And from the frothy seas of when he castrates his father, from that semen, that frothy sea, Venus or Aphrodite was born. So you see how Saturn is very deeply connected, okay, to Aphrodite or Venus, not so much Uranus, because Uranus had to, of course Uranus is because he had to literally give up his existence, and his fertility created Venus. So you see how both these planetary archetypes are actually very close to Venus. So Venus in Aquarius is a good position, okay, because this is like the birth of something new when we think of love, when we think of relationships. And we can see that Saturn rules the seventh house, the seventh heaven, okay, of the spheres. Okay, they're all the planets of spheres. So Saturn rules the seventh heaven. Okay, and by birthing Venus, and he's the only planet that is the last of the planet that is visible to us, so he's sort of like a boundary. So he decides, he's a karma keeper, and he's so much in our reality. Saturn, everything is Saturnian, all the hierarchies and everything. So he sort of unleashes Venus, okay, and what do I mean by unleashes Venus? He unleashes pleasure, love, creativity, okay, a sense of relating to one another. Now, Venus in Aquarius has a very different approach to life, okay? Looks different, acts different, even if they outwardly want to fit in, maybe because of other placements. If you've got a very strong Aquarius placement, like my partner's got Sun, Moon, Venus, Juno, everything in Aquarius. So these types of people, they are very different in their thought processes. They're not jealous, they're not possessive. They mix with all the groups, with an eclectic group of people, and they always change in groups, and they fit in perfectly because Aquarius larger communities, so they fit in perfectly with larger groups. Okay, as I said, Venus in Aquarius is iconoclastic, so can have many piercings or tattoos or something unconventional. Okay, that immediately strikes, that immediately brings attention to them. They're very striking in that way, very radical in the way they dress. Okay, not traditional, not moving with the trends either, just very, very individualistic. Okay, Venus is able to express herself beautifully here. Okay, they could have a strange dress sense. Okay, and mix and match and have a very strange dress sense, but it looks beautiful. It could be very futuristic. Okay, very futuristic. They don't like to blend in. Venus and Aquarius, they do not like to blend in. So if you want one lover who will blend in, then choosing a girl who's Venus and Aquarius is not going to work out, because she's not going to blend in. She will always retain that individuality. But Venus and Aquarius can be a tad bit self-righteous. Makes me think of that song, System of a Down. And my self-righteous suicide, I cry when angels deserve to die. Yes, I'm not a singer, but I love singing. Moon and Pisces, so what can I say? So, and Venus is in Pisces on my moon, almost, not yet, but yeah, I'm getting there. So, it's beautiful. Self-righteous suicide, think of that. That is that self-righteousness, that sanctimoniousness is a part of Venus and Aquarius. Okay, very original people. Okay, very, very original, very, very independent and unconventional. You have to get that about your Venus and Aquarius. Okay, you have to accept that. Do not fret if he is aloof, or if he's like, playing it cool. Engage him in conversation even before you hop onto the bedroom, or on the bed, and you're in the bedroom and you hop onto the bed. Engage him in conversation. He likes to talk. Air signs always like to communicate, like to ideate, like to talk. Okay, but and reveal yourself to him. If he's important to you, reveal yourself to him. Don't keep anything hidden. So if you have a freaky side, show him your freaky side. You both can be freaky together, because that's what he's looking for. If you are someone who's freaky, then your Venus and Aquarius man is going to appreciate you. So let him see that side of you, and you guys can just do something together, and he's gonna love that. Appreciate him for being different. Okay, him or her. Appreciate your partner for being different. Okay, do not just ignore that facet. Tell them they're different. Praise their originality, like, wow, you're so original, this is crazy. Okay, and praise his visionary style, because Aries, Aquarius, two of the most visionary signs of the zodiac. Okay, inspire him in bed. If you tell him all these things, he will be inspired. Okay, and let him experiment in bed. Don't be judgmental. If he thinks you're judgmental, it's a complete turn off. Don't be judgmental. If he's opening up to you about his desires, his deeper fantasies, let him speak. Okay, and engage yourself and match his moves or her moves. Okay, that's gonna really make them notice you. Now, when Venus is in Aquarius, Venus is relationships, Aquarius is unconventional. So put them together, we have unconventional relationships. Okay, so here we are open. when Venus moves into Aquarius, to accept other types of relationships, okay? Like polyamorous, open relationships, online dating, long distance relationships, casual sex, friends with benefits, because here Venus can truly embody the fuck buddy and not get possessive, jealous, or emotionally vested, okay? She does not bring the emotional baggage with her, okay, when she's Venus in Aquarius. She's forward thinking, she's future oriented, okay? Experimenting with threesomes or magical sexual rituals can be very powerful to them, or visit to a dominatrix. If you're just a single Venus in Aquarius guy, there is a very switch. This Venus in Aquarius is a switch. Neither are they fully dominant, and neither are they fully submissive. They're always switching between these roles because they want to experience the whole spectrum, okay? So Venus in Aquarius, strange fetishes that were buried within you can come to light. The way you want to express love and receive love, okay? And wax play can be very beautiful because there's a sense of masochism and sadism mixed within this Venus in Aquarius energy. Latex, of course, can be great. Breath play, because if you really think about it, Aquarius is the sign of Kumbhaka. In pranayama, there is the inhalation of the breath, the retention of the breath, the exhalation of the breath, and the suspension of the breath. This is yogic breathing, okay? So the sign of Aquarius is related to the process of enlightenment, which happens when you inhale the breath and you retain the breath before you expel, because that is when the prana and the apana they move on to sushumna and your kundalini awakens. So that is why Aquarius is actually the sign of the Kumbhaka. That's why it's called the Kumbha Rashi or Kumbha Lagna, okay? Kumbha is the name because it deals with Kumbhak in pranayama. You can look it up, okay? So spanking, constriction, being tied up, all this can be a huge turn on, okay, if you know how to do it. Be fair in bed with Venus in Aquarius. Give pleasure and demand it back. They'll respect you more. Don't be quiet about what you want in bed with Venus in Aquarius. They want to know, okay? They want to know. The first thing about, if you're in love with your Venus in Aquarius man, develop an intellectual rapport with him. Because if you're just, having sex and, watching movies or going out with friends, you're never going to be someone special. If you want to be that someone special, develop an intellectual rapport with your Venus and Aquarius man. It's going to be very powerful, even if it's a one-night stand. They'll probably be your friend forever, okay? Let him be with his friends. I know this sounds crazy. Aquarius, 11th house of larger community. So Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius probably has many friends. Of course, unless their third house is, kind of Saturn there or some kind of hard aspect. But these people are great with friends, and they can have friends from the opposite sex. It's absolutely normal to them. And let them be. Sometimes they're even friends with the exes. They're so cool that, hey, my ex-girlfriend, she's dropping by and meeting me today. So you're like, what? He's like, yeah, it's cool, it's okay, And for him, it's really okay, because if he tells you that this girl or this guy is no more than a friend, believe him. He's never going to lie to you, because he really means it. This is how they are. Cool, okay? Really just cool as a cucumber. All right, now marriage may not be important to your Venus in Aquarius. If you're a Venus in Taurus, you may get devastated, and they can see the whole engagement ring as redundant, and they're like, that's a redundant patriarchal structure. Did you know diamonds are a scam by De Beers? So we buy more diamonds and they, increase the hype, and they'll probably take you to YouTube and make you see a video about why diamonds are such a big scam. So if you're a Venus and Taurus expecting a big, rock, may not be, because they are into unconventional shit. So getting your name tattooed, or getting the phases of the moon on which you were both born in, that's more his style, not a rock, just a conventional pink diamond or some XYZ carat diamond. He doesn't care. He thinks it's bullshit. Even she thinks it's bullshit, okay? And they like to watch. Venus in Aquarius can be pretty voyeuristic. So if you want to really, make your Venus in Aquarius man stop and look at you, then you can try to do like sensual dancing, or, lap dances, or a strip show, you can figure something out. But then that can be a huge turn on. But the critical thing here is be original in whatever you do. Adapt it. Even if you're, say, doing a spook, and if injecting some humor into it, it's gonna, really, or some poetry or some revolutionary quotations like burlesque, that would really turn them on. They prefer rationality over emotion. So if you're just this hugely soppy Venus and Pisces, they may be like, okay, a bit put off. Or Venus and Cancer, they can be put off. Or Venus and Scorpio, just, hibernate, keeping everything within and boiling it out. They don't like that. Okay, they prefer intelligence over sentimentality. They're very clear and very clean. They don't want you to be over sentimental ever. So that's something to think about if you want to make your man or woman happy who has Venus in Aquarius. Now, but remember one thing, that they're very open, and they're very balanced. So cry if you need to cry on their shoulders, and they will support you. They may not cry with you, they may appear detached, but they like the fact that you're being open with them, okay, and you're opening up to them. They like that, okay? But do not expect them to cry with you. If that is something you're expecting, not happening. Okay, watching erotic films together can stimulate them. They can be voyeurs, they're watchers, Venus in Aquarius. Okay, here, Venus moves into Aquarius, one could be on Craigslist looking for, or Backpage, to find casual sex. It happens a lot with Venus in Aquarius. We want to experiment, bring on something new. Now, public sex can be a huge turn on for Venus in Aquarius, okay? Because Venus in Aquarius is interested both in exhibitionism as well as voyeurism. Okay, they like to watch, they like to perform. They like to watch, they like to perform. Dominant masochist. They are constantly switching, okay? So that's something. Now, interestingly, people like to watch other people have sex, because, we see that with the explosion of porn. But why is that? Because evolutionary biologists say that there are genetic reasons why why our bodies get turned on when we are being watched, or we are watching others doing it. Okay, there's an evolutionary reason, because a woman's sexual noises can signal her fertility. So if in the old days, and you wanted to procreate, and you would understand if the woman could bear you a child, a progeny, just by looking at her having sex. So there's a deep connection to this with Aquarius. Okay, they can be voyeurs, but remember, they see both sides of the story: exhibitionism, voyeurism, both of it. Okay, now cut out the routine in bed totally. No routine. If you want to get their attention, you have to keep them inspired, and you have to keep them interested. Okay, and they can lose interest very quickly, and they can, even if you're their wife, even if you're married to them, they can be lost with somebody in their mind space. Okay, so remember that. Okay, they may not be very physical. Yes, I know what it sounds like. They don't want sex every day. You know, like a Venus in Scorpio or a Venus in Capricorn. No, they don't want that, okay? Why? Because to them, sex is just not physical, okay? They need to feel a connection, and I said an intellectual connection, to truly love you, okay, to truly be there. Don't take that personally if they're not really physical with you all the time, okay? And it can feel like rejection, but believe me, they are not rejecting you. It's just the way they are, okay? Give them space. They need that. And initiate sex if you can, you know, initiate it. Watching a beautiful sunset or a full moon can be a huge turn on for them. So use this Venus in Aquarius transit beautifully when it comes. And if your boo has Venus in Aquarius, now you know what to do. So leave me a comment below. Go hop over to my website if you want reading, www.dinahills.com. Thank you so much. Speak to you soon.